Good morning. Welcome to Great Transition Strategies Monday Morning Standup. 5 minutes to help you get your week off to a great start and potentially give you something to help make you a more effective leader. Today's topic, community well-being. This is the fifth element in overall workplace well-being. So we've been on this is our fifth week. As an executive coach, I work with high performers like you to help them build their self-awareness, understand how they lead, so they can be more effective and love what they do. Overall community wellness. First, what's the definition of it? It is liking where you live, right? And now how that affects overall workplace wellness. This is a little bit of an interesting one. Again, you're going to say, Gary, what's it have to do with me leading individuals? Well, let's talk about it. Here's the data that Gallup has, the big headlines that Gallup got out of this particular research. One, people want to know that where they work, that they're contributing to society. They also want to know that what they do outside of work, that their life matters outside of work and they're contributing. So that's kind of dual pronged. 1/3 of individuals, when they were surveyed, said it's extremely important that where I work, that they are making a positive contribution to the local community. Again, pretty interesting. People want to make sure that they're doing good, that the organization where they work is doing good for where they live. Okay, what else did they learn? Well, they also learned that organizations that have high scores in, it's called CSR, so that is community social responsibility. Those organizations do better financially than those that rate lower. All right, so there's a positive for being involved and doing those things. All right, so that's about the corporate side. Now, what about, well, actually, let me give you one last one. The World Economic Forum has now created accounting metrics that grade organizations, companies, they grade mutual funds on ESG, environmental, social, and governance. Are they doing things good environmentally, socially, and governance-wise? What's their leadership doing? So that's another interesting point where companies or your organization might be graded depending upon how big you are. Or you have the ability to look at organizations, decide whether you want to be involved with them or not. So what does it look like if an individual has good community wellness? One, they feel safe and secure where they live. They are involved with their community. They like where they live and they're involved with their community locally, giving back to their community. So what are the important things? So let's talk about, we always want to get to the leadership part of this. So what does it look like from a leadership standpoint for you? Think about just these 3 areas, and we'll just dig into a little bit of detail on each one of them. The first area, be aware of your population. What's important to them? We'll come back to that. Next, encourage involvement. That makes sense, right? And provide opportunities. So the first one, when you think about, look at your organization. Are you an organization that has folks more my age, 50 and above, that are in the organization? Or are you a millennial driven or right out of college? What's important to those individuals? If something's really important to those individuals, maybe you want to focus on those areas for them. What's important to them so that way you can focus on those areas. Next, okay, so what's important to them? Next, encourage involvement. What are you doing in your organization? I coached in an organization that allowed 40 hours a week for every individual to get paid community service. So if you are a parent and you want to volunteer in your kid's school, you could spread that 40 hours out all year and do something on a monthly, bi-weekly, whatever basis you want. That could add up to 40 hours and you get paid for it. Pretty nice. Or you could take them all at once. So 40 hours. So they really encourage involvement there to go and do those things. Next, create opportunities. That same organization, this was a pretty unique organization that I was working in. This organization also created opportunities. So they had a Habitat for Humanity group. They had another local group that was involved with cleanup in the areas. They had a Trout Unlimited. So they had a number of things. They had a veteran group. So they had a lot of organizations that people could get involved in and maybe use their 40 hours. So that way they were giving back to the community. So that company was known as a mainstay in that particular community. So think about, so what does this mean for you? Think about your organization. Are your people feeling safe and secure? What are you doing to give them an opportunity to give back? And what is your organization doing to give back? Last element in the 5 elements of overall wellness, Hope you found that helpful. See you next Monday morning, 8:30. Have a great week.